Hi, it's Joy, and today we're going to be watching Loki Season 1, Episode 5, Journey into Mystery, which we certainly are doing with the ending of the last episode. I am so excited to keep watching. This is the penultimate episode, which makes me kind of sad because I'm enjoying this show so much, and I feel like we've barely scratched the surface in this crazy nonsense that's going on. So yes, a reminder that as always you can find the unedited version of this reaction and all of my reactions on my Patreon. There is also currently a poll up on my Patreon for another show to be added to react to my channel. If you're interested in that, all tiers can vote on that. And anyway, let's go. Is this where Loki is? Oh god, this seems delightful.
What is this place? Where are we? Who are you? This is the void, that's Elias. And we're his lunch. Come on!
Thank you, very useful. Oh wow.
And how will saving him get us closer to who's really behind the TV?
You want to save him regardless.
I want to know who lied to me.
Ooh, yes please. I don't know that we can trust her, but get some information from her.
End of time is still being written. That the timekeepers are transforming it into utopia. It's nice. Super believable. Very real reason.
Can she trust you? She's been learning about trust, but you...
Quick breather so I can ask several thousand questions. Gotta keep moving. So variants of myself, plus an alligator, which I'm heartbroken to report I didn't even find. Well, that's strange. God knows what, trying to get to God knows where, when what I need to be doing is trying to find a way back to the TVA.
Stop wailing or you will signal Elias.
A shark tank. Elias is the shark. Oh, there's no such thing as an alligator tank. Besides, it's a better metaphor. Sensitive like the rest of us. Hang on. You're telling me that thing's a Loki too? Oh, yes. Okay.
Thanos! Oh my god! Can we find Mobius somehow? He might still be alive, because I imagine the thing gobbles up whole realities quickly, but people might survive a bit longer. Ooh. Yep. Oh my god, is that a little Thor?
And we go through it. That's suicide. And I guess my need for you is past.
We'll just prune ourselves.
What about the Void spacecraft?
We could just prune her. That would get her there quick.
If it's real.
Yeah.
How long?
To prune themselves. Yep. Prune her!
Exhausted.
If she prunes herself holding the tempad, will it go with her? Gonna purge herself? If the tempad goes with her, that is one surefire way to get there. Yep.
That's alligator for growling and saying liar at the same time.
Well, at least my Nexus event wasn't eating the wrong neighbor's cat.
After I faked my death, I simply drifted in space.
So could our Loki have done that?
Away from Fletch and stayed there in isolation, in solitude, for long.
If that wasn't the Nexus event, then does that mean that's what Loki did in our timeline? He's there right now.
How
Can
did the TVA find you?
we hope that our Loki lives?
Lonely.
A woman variant of us.
Sounds terrifying.
Oh, she is. That's kind of what's great about her. She's different. She's not trying to take over the TVA. She's trying to use all the help I can get.
Nope. Well, good luck. Even the alligator's judging you. Oh my god. Oh my god, what?
This is a nightmare.
Oh, she's right under the Tempest, isn't she? Oh god. Ooh, what was that? Quick.
Can you shut the door? We still
Yes!
have a situation here.
Yes, I hoped it was him.
Careful, just jump wolves to our door.
We prefer snakes to
Apologies, my liege.
Oof.
Told you. And
about that.
you can't be serious.
What did you expect? My throne.
About that.
This is so Loki.
We had a deal.
Oh Even Loki's fall for the magic.
Can't change. We're broken.
You can change. I think being sent to a hopeless void isn't going to help.
Try to fix themselves. They're sent here to die.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I like this team up.
That thing's likely already got him.
You really believe that?
No, Loki survives.
We're going back to
Can we chat to it? I mean, Loki's also going there, so I'm here for this. He's so done with Loki's. Even at the void at the end of time, you can't escape him. Was that a dragon?
See? He's on board.
He's praying. Thinks we're going to die.
Usually means cannibalistic marauders or cannibalistic pirates.
It's a pizza car.
You're alive.
What happened? You okay? Mobius,
Oh.
how did you?
We thought you could do with some backup.
And us.
As an alligator.
An alligator. Best not to question it.
I love this show.
Rock out here, you hit a Loki.
Decided how we're gonna kill it.
Sorry, come again. Kill it?
We're gonna kill Goliath.
Oh my god, that was your plan. You all went along with it.
I was having my doubts.
Right. What's your plan then?
I'm gonna enchant it.
Oh, wow. Oh no, they caught her.
We're disloyal to the TVA.
Disloyal.
Did you think you'd escape punishment for that?
Disloyal to who?
The people that kidnapped her and stole her life.
You were in the Timekeeper's chambers.
So just like that, you're turning on the very thing you devoted your life to.
They stole his life.
You need to change.
Exactly, it's not Loki.
His theory.
Oh, right, about my Nexus event.
Total rubbish, right?
Absolutely, of course.
I don't mean that it wasn't, a nice moment.
No, it was great. It was great.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cute.
But that's not who I am anymore.
I don't think it is.
Maybe we could figure it out
Oh,
together.
we're both so scared of this. I love them. They're such a sweet, they've got such a lovely bond. But it is kind of weird that they're the same person in some ways. Oh no. Here goes everything. Can they use the Tempad to get out of here? That is trust giving it to him as well, because he could just leave.
I'm staying.
Loki, I don't even know if this is gonna work.
You go.
Oh.
I go. Well, see you later, Loki.
Yeah, I hope it is a see you later. Yes! Oh.
Thank you, my friend. You're my favorite.
I don't see a branch. Love you. You've got this. No! Oh god. Oh god. Oh my god, he's sacrificing himself. Because Loki's can change.
I think we're stronger than we realize.
Me too. No.
What are you doing?
We're gonna enchant it!
I don't know how.
You do.
Because we're the same!
Oh. You've got this, my loves. I would also get angry if my dinner kept disappearing. Okay. You've got this, darlings. Oh. Thank you for your sacrifice. Yes! Hogwarts? Go, go, go. Get moving. My Lokis. This is definitely different through there. Oof. I don't want to wait a week. That was such a good episode. Oh, I'm so glad they did not make us spend the whole episode with Sylvie and Loki being separated. I'm so glad they reunited them and Mobius in this episode. Everything about this was amazing. The beginning was a lot of fun with meeting all the different Loki variants and kind of seeing how Lokis had survived. And I imagine there'll be pockets of other survivors around. But probably that would be like a mishmash of people that had managed to survive, whereas Loki's always survived. They managed to find each other. They managed to stab each other in the back endlessly. But those three Lokis, Boy Loki, Old Loki, and Alligator Loki, they didn't want to backstab each other. They wanted to look out for each other. They tried looking out for Loki because he was a new Loki. And I liked them. And so the beginning was a lot of fun, finding their like little kingdom, and then the other Lokis coming, and one of them of course being one of like a Loki that looks like our Loki, and the fight and everything, and everyone betraying everyone. Perfect Loki, especially early film Loki. But I think as well it really served to show how far Loki has come and how much he has grown. Both our Loki that we're watching in this show and our Loki that we have watched in the MCU. Both of them really grew a lot. And yeah, this one did it quicker, but he also had a lot of stuff thrown in his face. Like he had a lot more to deal with more quickly, if that makes sense. But I think this Loki would do things differently if he was back. He would genuinely try to be a brother with Thor, and he would just do so much differently. And I really hope that at the end of all of this, he survives, he and Sylvie, and I don't care if it's literally he and Sylvie just go off to a different timeline and we never see them again. I mean, I wouldn't mind another season of this show, just saying. But I really hope they both survive and get a happy ending, and maybe a flashback to see Alligator Loki living his best life in the void. Now the fact that old Loki, he said that he survived what happened, and then he survived what happened with Thanos. He hid, and then he went and he thought, oh, I'm worthless, I deserve to be alone, which is what we know Loki thinks. And he went back, and so he just went somewhere and just lived alone because he thinks he's useless and worthless, he can't save anyone, he's not good enough. Now that wasn't his Nexus event. His Nexus event was when he tried to go back, when he wanted to try and find Thor and reintegrate himself into society. Now surely doesn't that mean that our Loki's alive, potentially currently floating in space like debris, or on a planet somewhere, thinking he's worthless and he doesn't deserve to be alive, doesn't deserve to have any friends? Because the Nexus event wasn't him faking his death, it was him trying to get back. And I definitely could see our Loki doing something like that, doing such a masterful projection in that moment of absolute, like, I'm gonna die and everyone I love is gonna die, and trying to stop Thanos. And it didn't work, but he also didn't die. And then I suppose in the aftermath, the ship was destroyed, Thor was just floating, there was no way he could get to him. Maybe he didn't even know Thor was alive, he might probably thought Thor died, and everyone, although he did also think Thor was alive, I don't know. Like, maybe I could potentially see that being how they're going to work Loki as being alive. I know when he did die, a lot of people were like, oh, it's illusions, it's all delusions him, so maybe, you know, who knows, but we can hope. We can hope that Loki's out there to continue his growth, and he can get back with Thor and everything can be nice. I think that gives us more hope because it happened in one timeline, and like I keep saying, the Nexus event was a different point. So then, that Loki speaking with Mobius, and Mobius saying, you know, well, yeah, you can change. Like, people can change, and that's what I think is important to remember, especially when people make mistakes and do things that are wrong. People can change, and as long as they actively try to change, as long as their actions back up them just saying, I'm going to change, it's really important. And we saw that Loki, he sacrificed himself, he came back, he did the illusion, he knew most likely he was going to die from doing it, but he did it. He saved Sylvie, he saved our Loki, and then when his end came, he was able to meet it knowing he'd done some good. And I think that is really important, and that shows you that Loki can change and that everyone can change. Back at the TVA, I don't entirely know what whether I can't remember her name, what the judge is doing. Does she kind of want to find out who's behind it so she can get more power for herself? Find out what's behind it so she can take over or something? That maybe is what she wants, because otherwise you'd sort of be telling everybody at the TVA so you could get an army with you, so that all of the agents could be going with you to try and figure out what's going on, whereas not telling anyone, trying to keep everyone thinking everything's just normal, suggests that a power grab of some kind, maybe. But I mean, she also, like, she dusted Mobius. She, purged, oh my god, is that the word they use? Mobius, and, like, she's not a good person, I don't trust her. She did do a good job of making you wonder if you could trust her at the beginning. Sylvie's self-purging so she could get to Loki, was lovely, because I think it shows you that she's as committed as he is, or at least she's at the same point he is in terms of truly having felt this bond for someone that is just so pure, but also something that they've never really felt before and that they're scared to trust. Because I think, like, the bond they had with, or the bond our Loki had with Thor, I have no idea whether Sylvie had a brother or a sister or any kind of relation with that person, with Thor, at its core was a pure brotherly love, but there was so much jealousy and bitterness and kind of feeling like lesser than and wanting more and all that kind of thing that soured it for so long. Whereas, and our Loki, this Loki, had never found the better relationship with Thor that he did see a glimpse that he could have. So I love that she was willing to do that to get to Loki. And sure, yeah, she was able to rationalise it as, well, I'll do that and then I can try and find a way to find who's really above it. But I think the thing that was driving her most of all was finding Loki. You know, she kind of would say, we'll find Loki and then we'll find what's happening there. Whereas, you know, if these Lokis were heartless and didn't really care, it would be, oh, we'll figure out what's going on. Maybe I'll catch that guy along the way. So I loved that. And I love that the minute he realised she was there, he ran to her. Ugh, I love that Mobius is alive and he was able to save Sylvie. I'm really scared that they're going to secretly reveal that Mobius is evil somehow, and, you know, he's behind it all and he was just a wolf in sheep's clothing right there. But I don't think they will, because I love him and his bond with Loki is pure. I'm just scared. The hug they had, everything. And, you know, he really is going to care for Loki and for Sylvie. They have reshaped his perception of who he is as a person and what his life means. And I'm loving this show. I'm so sad there's only one more episode. I hope Mobius is going to go and tell this TVA agent the truth. Save C30 or whatever her number is. Tell her to find her real name. I hope that he's going to kind of help save them. I'm scared of what the judge is up to, though. Then Sylvie and Loki's conversation where they kind of said how they were feeling. I don't know whether it's romantic or not. Like, I definitely, if they weren't the same person, would be wholeheartedly shipping them, and I do ship them. It's just, I don't know how weird it is, but regardless, I don't even care if it's romantic or not, because it's just such a pure and wonderful bond. These two people that found each other when they were at their lowest, when they thought they were alone and had no one. These two people that really had no reason to trust each other, but found that they did, and that they liked each other despite everything they wanted. It's just everything. So whether I think it's romantic, but I don't care. I don't even know if it is romantic, because it's weird because they're the same person. I just think it's such a pure and perfect bond, the kind of bond that, platonic, romantic, whatever, it's so special to get to have, and I'm really loving seeing them. They were both kind of scared, they both were vulnerable with each other, they both sort of hinted at, I'm not really experiencing this and I'm kind of scared, without outright saying it, and they also kind of said they cared about each other without outright saying it. It was everything. And then the fact that, you know, she was scared at the last minute he'd betray her. She handed him the TemPad, his way out of here, and then he said, I'm staying. When part of the plan he could have gone with Mobius because it was a risky suicide mission that she was going on, but he chose to stay with her. He could have grabbed the TemPad and been like, lol, see you dudes, and just gone, but he didn't. And I think that moment for her was the moment where she can finally kind of, I think, put those demons to bed and truly trust him, hopefully, because that was such a moment where he could have betrayed her if he was going to, and he didn't. I love that Loki was able to channel her kind of enchanting powers and figure out how to do it herself, because they have the same abilities, it's just they've all learned to use them in different ways, to mould them in different ways, and like Loki said, I think we're more powerful than we realised, and I loved that. I love that kind of, in a way, this show's been Loki going on a journey of self-discovery, Loki kind of being knocked down to his lowest so he could be built up again. Loki kind of been realising that he's been selfish and cowardly and cruel and hurt people for no real reason, because his reasons weren't valid and weren't good, but then realising that at the core of that, why he was doing it and how he could do better, learning to trust people, learning to try and do the right thing. It's actually been such a beautiful journey of growth for his character, both him and as Sylvie, but I think especially for our Loki, and I'm just really, really, really enjoying it. them holding hands, or Loki first of all being wanting to sacrifice himself, rushing off to create a distraction. Then when he realised the distraction wasn't working and it was narrowing on Sylvie, desperately trying to get back to her, so the other Loki saved her, just everything. And then them holding hands and enchanting the creature. They've done it. They're going through to Hogwarts. It kind of looked like Hogwarts. I know it isn't Hogwarts, but it did kind of look like Hogwarts. They're off to Hogwarts to find the evil J.K. Rowling transphobic TERFs ruling the galaxy. The timelines, and yeah, I guess potentially them destroying the TVA and everything is going to be what triggers multiverse madness, because the multiverse has been being pruned and controlled, and whether you're pruning, not purging, thank you, I knew that word was wrong, has been controlled in this way, and suddenly it's not going to be, I guess, would kind of create madness, even if it was the right thing to do. So this was absolutely brilliant. I found this episode, it's my favourite one so far of Loki, definitely, because it had these sort of tense action moments. It had moments where I was genuinely doubting, like, what if they kill him? She's a Loki too. The finale could just be her. You know, I was scared of everything. It had reunions, it had laughter, it had just things that just touch your heart to the core, both with Sylvie and Loki and Mobius and Loki. And I'm just really hoping that at some point in the finale we see Mobius on a jet ski. This was fantastic. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and thank you so much for watching.